That's it. The throw is short. Yes. Yeah. Damn.
Just gotta figure out cup holders and we're good.
What's up, everyone? Rich with Rich Rebuilds here, and we are back with the eBay Motors Special Tesla V8 swap. If you didn't know, we're swapping a V8 into a Tesla Model S that was in a Texas flood and written off by insurance. Why are we doing it? Well, Tesla won't sell you a battery or motor to fix the dead car, but Chevy sure will. And as a car enthusiast, it's fun figuring out complex issues to make something the world has never seen. However, I will say, going from electric to gas is 10 times harder than going from gas to electric. Now, if it's your first time watching this, be sure to click on the link on your screen for the Tesla V8 playlist to get you caught up in time for the car's trip to SEMA. Yes, the car will be at SEMA, the biggest car show in the US this year, which is in less than a month. So everything we officially do is down to the wire, and we need your support. But don't worry, I know you're all cheap. This is all free. All the things you can do to help support us are free, and you don't even have to get off the toilet to accomplish them. Number one, hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications is completely free, and you can do that right now. Two, you can download the eBay Motors app in the link in the description box below. And the reason why the eBay Motors app is great for car enthusiasts like us is because you can find your next car in there, or better yet, car parts for the car you already have. With the app, it makes it much easier and more convenient to find the things you're already looking for. I must have used the app to buy about 50 parts for iced tea so far, so make sure you download that. Three, the third thing is buying a Tesla V8 shirt. And you're probably thinking, Rich, that's not free, but it is free. Let me explain. After you click on the merch site and put in your credit card information and pay for the shirt, you get the shirt for free. And again, you can do this all from your toilet. That's actually where I am right now and where I watch the latest news. And speaking of latest news,
we're hearing from a former Tesla employee who sued and won a discrimination lawsuit against the automaker. More on the racial abuse he endured.
This morning, a former Tesla contract worker speaking out after a San Francisco federal court decided the electric car maker must pay him $137 million over claims he suffered racist abuse. Told the court he faced a hostile work environment. Ethnic slurs were heard routinely.
So my first day at Tesla, I walk in and they were just like, "Hey, what's up, nigger?" And I was like, you can't say that. And they were like, "No, we do it all the time. It's cool. It's in the training manual." I was like, "It's in the training manual to say that?" And sure enough, it was.
I repeated the same insult because that's sort of what I've been trained to do. Yes, I use nigger. I've used it.
Here was this man teaching other employees how to address African American people, and it was really, really weird. I've never seen anything like it before.
I put the H on it to emphasize it's
Then they painted me a photo and they said, "This is you," and I'm like, doesn't look like me at all.
Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
This money, I'm gonna put it back into the community, and by community, I mean myself. I'm gonna put the money back into me, which I am part of the community, therefore helping the community.
$130 million in punitive damages and $7 million in emotional distress. An unprecedented amount for racial discrimination cases.
You can't put a price on that. However, 137 million, we're getting there. We're getting close. All I want is an equality, okay? That's all I want. That's all I want.
The company is currently facing a pending civil rights class action lawsuit brought by employees in 2017. Tesla denies those claims.
that's enough news for today. In this episode, we're going to showcase our sequential shifter from S1 sequential in the car and a lot of general problem solving, adapting the rear seats to fit the transmission tunnel, giving a glimpse into the center console setup, how to retain the washer reservoir when there's now a clutch fluid reservoir in the way, external battery cutoffs, and also stage 1 of the heat remediation. We have to keep this thing cool, and you'll see the beginning stages of heat shielding to protect the car's vital components.
Chad, what we got here today, Chad? What are we doing today, Chad?
We have to undo a few things. So I got to take the fuel cell back out so we can paint the Lexan that we put in.
Yep.
Clean up any hardware that might have fallen in there before I start permanently mounting.
Dude, that is a very beastly battery tray.
Yeah, you like that?
Is that quarter inch?
Yeah, that's quarter.
Was that necessary, Chad? That's a lot.
Is it necessary? No. Do we want it? Yes.
That's a bit much, man. Yeah. All right.
Think of it as a crash structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no kidding. When this thing rolls down a mountain. Be like, wow,
Exactly.
all that's left is like, wow, look at that battery tray.
Yeah, exactly. That battery tray held up. I mean, the car's a beer can.
Oh, that's way worse than last year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice battery tray. Cool.
So yeah, the idea is we're gonna pull this out, vacuum up, clean it up. I want to paint the interior before I permanently mount the battery, run the cables, stuff like that, so I can tidy this up. So
Okay.
we're gonna pull it back apart. Now that we got everything fitted, we know everything fits.
You got to remove that trim piece to pull the.
Yeah, so
the
I
fuel
took the
cell
trim piece out already, but the fuel cell's tight in here. So it's like it's
Yeah, it's in there.
it is in here. Just trying to get your fingertips in here. Like I said,
Good thing
it's
there's no gas in it.
snug. Yeah, if this was full, forget it.
Yeah, no, that thing's living in there
It's
forever.
not coming out.
Yeah, all right,
Once we
cool.
put fuel in, it's staying in.
This
here.
is a hell of a case, man. This is
yeah.
nice.
Hey, look, there's the hardware we lost.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we weren't getting that any other way.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna clean that up, get it ready, and then yeah, once we paint it, clean it up. Wiring time. We got a
Yes,
bunch
it
of
is.
fuel pump relays to put in, and the battery cables to do, and all that. fun
And just to let
stuff.
everyone know, these are what we did was we pre-ran some logic
Yeah.
cables to go from the back to the front, because what you realize is after you work on this car for a while and you think everything's all set,
It's not.
it's never all set.
Yeah, it's never all
So
set.
we ran these wires just in case from back to the front, in case we need to add new accessories like you said, fuses and relays or things
So
we didn't think of.
One of these is 8 conductors, and all we're going to be doing is firing off relays for the most part and data.
Right.
I am hooking up a battery terminal back here, so it's actually going to be the original battery terminal for Tesla, for the 12 volt. So
Oh, the battery sense. Oh, nice.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm going to get that to work. Hopefully it holds up with the starter motor of the motor. We'll see.
Yes.
If it goes up in flames, we can just take it off.
Like, oh, that's the why. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay, you know, but
All right.
I did the math on it. It should be able to take the starter too.
Okay.
That'd be nice, so the MCU can actually read the 12 volt in the car.
It would be very nice.
We're also going to put the fuel filter back here,
Yep.
just out of ease for accessibility and change it, because a lot going on in the engine compartment right now,
There's
so
a
we
lot.
don't need any more up there.
Right.
So back here is a lot better.
Oh, that's the gas cap. There you go.
So that's the filler.
But on this side, Chad, drum roll please. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that little LED strip. And we have the off and the on switch
For the battery.
for the battery itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when we go to the track, what they want an external one. What we could do is just kind of leave that open and say, hey, look, it's external, see?
Yep.
But no, that's another slick switch we have just in case things start going wrong really fast. We could just kind of jump in there and say, okay, kill all the power to it. Look how clean that wiring is. And you can't even see it. Some people would just kind of stuff the wires back into that panel, but this looks OEM. And even though Chad removed, I think, at least half the wiring from that looks pretty damn good. This was never here before. Again, these are the logic wires that go back.
Yep.
That's going to go back to the
The
fuel
high
cell.
amperage wire, and then that's going to go up to the switch here. I had to disconnect this to get the tail light out, but
Right. And that's the main switch to get the battery on and off. But this is the new tail light. There's no more line in here for the flood. And
just lining it up, making sure everything fits before I get it all back together again.
there you go. Awesome. Chad has his pea cup in here.
Is that what that is?
It's a little tiger.
His long road trip piece?
Yeah.
And his tiger.
It's still tiger, yeah. So this is what a typical shifter looks like in a regular manual automobile. You step on the clutch, you go into first gear, second, you go up over to third in the middle, down to fourth, fifth, up, and then sixth all the way down to the right. Now this is what a conventional manual transmission is like shifting. Reverse, the Volkswagen, you gotta pinch it and then go over. And we're gonna show you what a sequential shifter looks like. So Steven is gonna tell us all about the interior that he's working on.
We gonna see it?
Is it time? No, not yet, not yet. They have to wait. Let the people wait. So talk about the interior that we're doing right now for the most important part of this vehicle, the cup holders. Tell us more, Steven.
We're gonna keep this here the whole time?
Yep.
All right, that's fine.
They have to wait.
All right, so with the transmission tunnel, it is slightly wider than what was pre-existing for the yacht floor of the Tesla. Put this in.
And for those that don't own Teslas, this is the OEM armrest and cup holder assembly out of a Tesla Model S.
Yeah, so we won't put these in because they're a real pain in the ass, but these slide forward and back and reveal to you your very diminutive cup holders that No one can really put any beverage in there.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's kind of a damn shame. This comes from this. I don't know if you can see this. This comes from the factory this way.
Yep.
So
Oh,
it's
does it really look
yeah.
the leather?
Yeah, the leather just kind of flops and it tucks underneath. We've only dressed it up a little bit to cut it on the sides.
Oh, we got in the front cover too?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna make this
This
look.
is like a finished piece.
The goal is to make it look as OEM as possible, right? Was it something like that?
That's the goal. Minus 60% of the wiring removed
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
interior being
that's
modified.
it.
But yeah, besides that, it's fine.
Naturally. But this will basically tie all in. Then we'll cut the back piece over there. This has a vent that will not work.
But it'll be there for visual purposes only.
Yeah, it'll be a visual cue, a reminder to us that you don't have that. And this will give us just enough space.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So that is the S1 sequential shifter, and there's a difference between a sequential transmission and sequential shifter. This is strictly the sequential shifter itself. We still retain the OEM transmission from the Camaro SS that this came from, but the sequential shifter, that allows us to change gears, and instead of using the H pattern, this is just a single forward throw pattern. So that's it. So 1, 2, go. That's it. 3, 4. It's actually amazing how this thing works in the first place, because it knows how to go in each gear sequentially. So instead of you having to go over, you know, right to the left for first, down to second, third, fourth, and fifth, like we showed in the other car, this is just forward and back. I love that sound. Let's hear that sound again, Steven. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, there you go. And yes, it is still a manual transmission. A lot of people think it's just, you know, the Prindle. PRNDL. No, it's not Prindle. There is a clutch pedal right there, and this was super easy to install. And again, shout out to S1 Sequential, man. This was premeditated, because we weren't really sure what the throw was going to be like, keeping the standard 6-speed manual in here, the shift knob. So in case we had to go the first, second, third, coming back to fourth, etc., we weren't sure just how far back we had to go. Even more importantly, we weren't sure how far the throw had to go forward.
Being the screen is actually angled, we're like, well, once we get up into fifth,
we didn't want to
actually, it's gonna happen.
We didn't want to hit the actual screen. Dude, you're not even close to the screen. When we had it before, it was
hitting it.
It was pretty. I mean, your fist almost went through the screen. But again, having a sequential in there, it's great for many reasons. One, shifting. It's great firing order. It's a lot more confident shifting. There's no uncertainty as to what gear you're in. And speaking of gears, how do we tell people what gear we're in? Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk
about it later.
Yeah. You got a time release capsule it. Can't give it all at once, then they'll click off the video, and the watch time goes down. Give this man some food. I got just the thing. A free Junior Frosty.
Oh wow, that's adorable.
Anyone else hungry?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take care of you guys. I'll be right back. Lunch is served, boys.
Yay!
Ready? Come on. Thinking, guys. Come on. Get in there. Don't be shy.
Where did it all go?
All right, what you got?
That's what they got me. Oh shoot, my bad. Oops.
What?
Did you bite this?
Nope.
You drank my Frosty?
Oh, it's cold too.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna make food for everybody. Brian, let's go to the marketplace.
Seven. What are you doing, Steve? Look at this
I'm tenderizing
meal.
some meat.
You don't like the Wendy's that I got for you guys? It's not good. Look at that corn. How do you know when it's done?
When you get popcorn.
Steven, I still don't understand why you guys didn't have the nuggets that I got for you guys.
Because ButcherBox decided we needed to eat better.
Really?
Well, no, I did.
So Steven mentioned we were using ButcherBox, and I did some more research, and it's actually really cool what they offer. It turns out they use 100% grass-fed and pasture-raised beef, free-range USDA certified organic chicken, and wild-caught seafood. It's great tasting, high-quality meat you can feel good about, and they source the meat from the highest quality farmers and fishermen. Now here's how it works. You can choose your box and delivery frequency, then it's shipped to you at peak freshness in a sealed 100% recyclable box.
You sign up now, you get free ground beef for life.
For life?
For life?
For as long as your life is.
As long as your membership, yes. But as long as your life is.
you're alive.
Yeah, as long as you're alive, you will get free ground beef.
Nice.
There you go. So, description box. Click on it. Look at this. Eating together. Family. Family. Family.
Vin Diesel would love this.
Family.
Wait, who's that?
Family. This is a guy who was driving on the road.
Is that a homeless man?
Homeless guy. Didn't know who he was. And now look, he's here eating with us like family. We're gonna
He has
take
matching shoes
We're
and
gonna
a
take good
gold
care of
chain.
him.
And an Apple Watch.
We're gonna take good care of this
Is that
guy.
my wallet?
Hey man, you be well, all right? You take care of yourself.
What's
man.
the meaning of this?
That's good stuff. That's family. We take care of each other here. We take care of each other. And he's black too, which is good.
Basically, there's a different radiator support for various years of cars. This magnesium one is really meant for a rear-wheel drive Model S. And when they went to the all-wheel drive model, they switched to a plastic one instead. So unfortunately, one of the
I wonder why they did that.
Right, well, save way a little money too.
If I can show you the pile out back of the magnesium carriers we have that are corroded through.
Yeah, the magnesium ones, they corrode and they crack literally all the time.
Yeah. So this one, I can actually show you that. That's what's wrong with this one. So this one cracked right here, all the way down. And all it was something, they hit something over here with a curve and it just cracked the whole thing.
So these weren't very flexible. After a while of driving, you figure you drive 100,000 miles on a car. After all the flexing, the hot and cold, going back and forth, it's flopping in the wind, it's supporting the weight of the radiator and the headlights. After a while, it cracks. And I think we have like 5 of these out back that are all cracked.
The cracked, corroded, I mean, the worst is the corrosion. So these will corrode to the point where it'll actually fall off the car.
Yeah, it'll be brittle and it'll just fall off. So make sure you check yours if you have a rear-wheel drive Model S. But they since switched to the plastic ones, and the plastic ones are great because they're lighter and they're less prone to cracking. But unfortunately, finding one in this short time frame that we have before SEMA is a little bit challenging right now. A lot of the cars that have these are located in California. There's only a matter of a few weeks left before we have SEMA, and shipping from California is over $500 in a lot of cases. So we want to take measurements and get an idea for the fitment of the radiator that's going to go in here. So we might try to retrofit this magnesium radiator for the meantime before a plastic one could come in locally.
Or if somebody wants to donate their car to us so we can take the pieces out of it.
Right, exactly.
Harvest its organs.
Exactly.
Management
exactly.
at richardbuilds.com.
Yeah. Send us an email. Send us an email.
Splash on the screen.
Yeah.
Hey Chad, do you want to talk about your sexy setup for the windshield washer reservoir? I know, he's proud of that. Don't let me butcher everything. Let Chad talk about it. Chad, what was the problem that arose when you were doing this and how did you solve it?
So I was putting the washer fluid tank, I had the car up in the air, so I wasn't looking up top. And I was trying to poke the washer fluid tank up to where it belongs, which is right here.
Yep, exactly. Right where the clutch fluid is.
Exactly. So I was pushing it up. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh yeah, there's a slave cylinder there now. So I made an adapter to bring the neck over here in front of the master. It's it's an interesting fix.
No, I think it's great.
High grade industrial or commercial / industrial use heat shrink with a glue. And that is a 3/4 inch radiator hose. So it is sealed to the tank, which is perfect. It won't leak or anything.
Right.
And it still has some flexibility, so it's not 100% rigid.
Right.
It's a little flexible. I'm gonna drill a hole down here and actually like
I have a little bracket.
mount it. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's firm.
I see.
But yeah, that's the idea, to replace it.
That looks great, man.
Now you're probably wondering, how do you figure out what gear you're in with a sequential shifter? Because after driving a manual transmission car for so many years, you know if you push the lever all the way to the upper left, you're probably in first gear. All the way down to the lower left, you're probably in second gear. With the sequential, you really can't tell at a glance what gear you're in. Well, thankfully, S1 Sequential sent us a gear indicator, but unfortunately, there's no real place to put it in the Tesla to make it look good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this slick way of integrating the gear indicator in one of the air vents for the Model S. Check out how I'm gonna do it.
Not bad, not bad. Just in case you have no idea where this is going in the car, this is the inside of a Tesla Model S, and it'll be going on the driver's side right ear vent. So when you shift, you can easily see what gear you're in. The thing with sequentials is that they allow for faster shifting, but you can't tell what gear you're in at a glance, which is why the indicator is so important.
A little bit earlier, we attempted to install the rear seat cushion, and unfortunately, the transmission tunnel is kind of in the way.
Just a little bit.
So we're actually going to rectify that right about now.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that, Brian?
I've already gone ahead and undone the hog rings that hold the seat cover itself in place.
Yep.
And I've gotten back into the foam here, and I've kind of marked out roughly where the tunnel sits in relation to the seat back.
Okay.
Seat bottom. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this piece first.
Yep.
Check the fit,
Do
and
a
it'll
test fit.
probably need to keep going at it because I
Right.
think it's actually more like this bevel,
Okay.
as opposed to straight like I have it. Unfortunately, there is a metal rod that goes
I felt
right
that.
through
Yes,
here.
that's a pretty serious rod.
So I'm going to take the buzz saw and just kind of pop that real quick. Ooh, there's something in there.
More rods. Hey.
Surprise!
I hope you like rods.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up, Chad?
I was making too much of a mess, so he had to take over.
Yeah, Brian started bleeding all over the place. We're like, all right, let's just go ahead and. Chad, what are that? Hog rings?
These are hog rings. So these are actually hog ring pliers meant for doing this. I've done some upholstery work in my time.
It was a hard time at BMW.
Yes.
He's on a lot of hard years at BMW.
Oh, dude, I did a lot there. A lot.
Make it look good. Oh man, look at that.
There we go.
There you go. That's it.
Almost. You good? I think I'm in there. You good? Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Snap. Go ahead. Snap. That looks damn good. Yeah. Let me sit in the middle and see.
You're gonna fall down?
Feels fine to me.
Nice.
Nice job. All right, let's get the front seats in and we're good, man.
Absolutely.
All right, Brian's gonna show us all of his hard work when it comes to the heat shielding of iced tea. Looks like origami. Look at this thing.
It's very important to manage our heat down there, especially with the headers being right next to everything.
You think so? You think heat management is important?
Just a little bit. And
Okay.
not really a consideration that they made when making a Model S. Because
They didn't. They didn't really. This is us caring. They didn't care about heat when they made this car.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's almost like we added something that generated a lot of heat or something.
What could that be?
So this is heat shielding material that I've cut and shaped. This particular one is actually going down on this side. It slides down in here.
Oh, and it covers. Oh, so it protects the side body from the headers. I gotcha.
Steering column. Here, I can actually kind of slip it. You can see the little
I see it. Yeah.
bolt that it goes there and there. It also comes up and protects our master
Yes, I see that.
from all of the heat there.
Right.
You can see on the other side I've already done.
I like this one a lot. I like the. Those called flying buttresses. What would you call those?
Specifically, they're buttresses. Flying means that they're detached from the surface.
Well, it looked like it was detached for a second. I saw some gaps in there. I wasn't sure if it's the kind of thing.
It's not together yet.
I haven't pop riveted it together, so
Okay, I
currently,
see.
I guess technically you're right.
Yeah, they are.
They are flying.
They are
currently.
flying buttresses.
But you can also see, if you look back, this rear heat shield is bolted here to keep everything kind of locked together.
That's gonna cover a lot of the wiring back there too, so the wiring doesn't get too hot.
And the brake lines and the fuel lines. So
Correct.
there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there that we want to stay cool and away from all the exhaust heat. It's very tedious getting all the shapes and everything fitted right. There's a lot in, out, reshape, recut it.
Tedious, but very important.
It's coming together really well. Pretty happy with it now.
Awesome. Nice job, Brian.
Thanks.
All right, and then Chad, so this, just to talk about this real quick, this magnesium front radiator support we were talking about, we actually made it fit. This is not gonna be on the car because it's just far too much work.
So the two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, uses these holes. With the all-wheel drive, the frame rail is much taller, so now they're down here and up here. So I was like, oh, I'll just drill the holes in and we'll put it on. Well, when I drilled the holes out, we're almost an inch off of the frame rail.
A little bit off of that.
Yeah. Not with that, but the subframe
That's not up either.
Yeah, see how it's hanging down low?
Yep.
So this whole magnesium carrier is hitting way too high. In order to bring it down, I'd have to cut out, there's webbing behind here. I'd have to cut all the webbing out to drop this down to even become close to fitting this. I don't understand why they did magnesium in the first place. I mean, they have, if you think about, this whole car is aluminum,
Right.
you know, and steel. Why didn't they just make that out of aluminum?
Right.
You know, they were making their own pieces.
They were literally stamping the
in-house.
cars. They couldn't stamp
so
these
they
two.
could have done that too. But
Yeah.
they had to go fancy with magnesium for some strange reason.
I mean, magnesium is a third of the weight of aluminum, but even still.
But even still, yeah.
And also, aluminum and magnesium are far enough apart, chemically speaking, that they react a lot to each other. So
Yes.
you get a lot of galvanic corrosion.
So here's the fun fact about that. When these cars were built, the two-wheel drives with the magnesium carrier, that's aluminum. Okay?
Yes, it is.
This is
Aluminium.
what they did. They took a steel bolt, they put it through the magnesium carrier into the aluminum fender.
What do you think's going to happen?
Mix that with a little salt water from New England area. What do you think happened?
What's going to happen? Yep.
These things were turning into like science projects.
Right.
Okay.
It was like
the point
hair
where
something.
it was this was all corroding out of it. So Tesla came out with a bulletin saying remove, clean it, and put an aluminum bolt with an aluminum washer on the other side of that.
Right.
And a lot of that didn't get done on the older cars. So now, like, this is all missing on those cars.
Yeah. I need a new front carrier, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. Wow.
And then we go back to trying to find a magnesium carrier that's in one piece.
You won't.
Yeah,
What they
it's
should have
not
done, they should have had a revision B,
Yeah.
where they made the old magnesium stampings in plastic.
Yeah.
Because literally finding these is it's a nightmare. We have like 5 of them out back that are all
Yep.
cracked and beat up.
This is the one in the best shape.
Yeah.
And this one's cracked up in here.
Right.
It's so even if we wanted to use this, it's cracked. I mean, it'd hold it for now, but it's not forever. And trying to get it to fit, like I said, was just way too much work.
It's a temporary thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, remember last episode we were battling the issue with the crank pulley getting in the way of the steering motor. I think we're on our way to hopefully figuring that one out. I got an underdrive pulley, which should clear the top of the steering rack motor. However, if that doesn't work, then we're kind of screwed and we have to go with plan B, which is going to cost more than $50 in this case. We may have to modify the steering rack so that the motor sits a few degrees lower. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks for the mail. You take care of yourself, man.